Okay, this is what we've been looking at in the last session. So in the last lecture, we have also seen the protection which is necessary uh, for the machine while the patient is connected with the ECG, and suddenly if the patient requires the defibrillation procedure, then there has to be a high energy electrical pulse which is delivered to the patient, and this pulse, while physician delivers this particular shock, at that time they have to look for the ECG of patient. It means they are doing two things parallelly. At that time, whenever they apply the defibrillation shock, there might be a chance that this high energy pulse may go into the ECG machine, and that's why there is a protection circuit which is necessary for preventing the damage to our ECG machine. And for that, we have seen that there are three possibilities, and in that we have seen that there could be a parallel bulbs or the neon bulbs which they are using for protection. Second mechanism, we have seen the Zener regulator which they are also connecting in parallel. In the third mechanism, they are using current limiting diode, which is connected in series. So that is what we have seen in the last class. There are three different mechanisms by which they can protect their the amplifier of ECG machine. Now this is also we have seen in the last class. This is called a multi-channel physiological monitoring system. And in the last class also I mentioned that if you want to make a project, then you can make a project based on this particular by taking this as a topic. And before 1 or 2 days, Professor Pitade has already taken your SSIP sensitization seminar. So if you want to make a project as a part of SSIP, then also you can think about something like this. This is one of the possibility. In under SSIP, government is giving grant to the students, and for that you need to form a group, and accordingly you have to select a guide. And by doing some paperwork, you can ultimately get the amount which you have proposed under your proposal. So that is a good scheme, and you can think about some projects which you can make as a part of SSIP. So that is good, and this can be one of them. So what this says, it says that there are several channels, and through these channels it is possible to measure the physiological parameters of the patient or of the person. So here you can see there is a possibility to monitor ECG, possibility to measure blood pressure with the help of two channel, possibility to measure the body temperature, O2 and CO2, and there are two blank channels which they have provided for the future expansion. This is one of the block diagram of ECG machine. So in this block diagram, what it says, here you can see that whatever signal comes from the patient from the say limb lead, that is RA, LA, LL, and RL. These are the four channels, or these are the four electrodes which they are connected to the patient, and these are rest of the 6 electrode which goes to the chest. So 4 plus 6, whereas in one of the lecture I mentioned that how many electrodes you need if you want to record all the 12 leads at once. So most of you have given this answer, and here you can see that they have connected 10 electrodes, and by the help of this 10 electrodes it is possible to monitor all the 12 leads. Here the signal which is coming from the leads, it goes to the buffers. Then there is a Wilson network. Wilson network is generally provided for getting a common terminal. Then we have differential amplifiers with a gain of 10. Here you can see on the output side, this is very, very important. As in as if when we were discussing about the lead selection, at that time I have mentioned that it is possible that in some of the machine they are providing a lead selector switch. So you have a switch over there, and by just rotating this particular knob, you can select that particular lead. But with the help of this machine, it is possible to record all the 12 leads. So that's why in this particular case, there is no requirement for connecting a lead selector switch. અને જરૂર જ નથી. અહીંયા જોઈ લો કે આનું જે આઉટપુટ આવે છે ડિફરન્શિયલ એમ્પ્લીફાયર, એમાંથી એમણે they have created a network which gives the lead 1 output, lead 2 output, lead 3 output, lead AVR, lead AVL, and lead AVF. All the 6 channels, 6 limb lead. These are the 6 limb leads. 3 bipolar, 3 unipolar. Yeah, these 3 are bipolar and these 3 are unipolar. તો આ છ limb lead છે અહીંયાથી ડાયરેક્ટ બનીને જ આવે છે. Means they have interconnected. It means whenever they select lead 1, at that time RA and LA with RL comes into the picture. So likewise, they have arranged the things. So all the 6 channels or the 6 leads are available over here. Then this output has a 2 path. Here you can see one, they either go on this side, and second they are also going on this side. Means there are 2 paths. One they are going on this, second they are going on this particular side. Now this side is having analog multiplexer. Means now after getting 6 channels over here, they are selecting one of them. 6 input માંથી કોઈ પણ એક input select કરશે. Multiplexer is 6 to 1. Yeah? So 6 inputs you have and you are getting one output. Now that output goes to a QRS and Pacer pulse detector. It means out of these 6 lead, you are getting 2 major information, and you are extracting these 2 information with the help of this block. This block gives 2 output. One is QRS detection. QRS means, as you know, that there is P wave and ECG signal, then there are QRS, and then we have T wave. So this QRS complex will be detected by this particular block. And Pacer pulse means it also detects the peak of Q wave. It also detects the peak. It means somehow if the patient generates 72 beats per minute, then Pacer generally indicates that it is a 72. So it gives the peak. Whenever the peak of R wave, it is also called R wave. The peak of R wave, whenever it gets that peak of R wave, at that time this will generate one signal from here. So this is one path. If you look at this figure, then there is a alternate or the other path. Second path is here. Now what comes in this side? Here you can see it is using 1260 hertz notch filter. It means while we were discussing about the machine, at that time also I have mentioned કે જ્યારે આપણે મલ્ટી ચેનલની વાત કરીએ, મલ્ટી ચેનલનો મતલબ એવો થાય કે તમારે એક સાથે you require more than one processing circuitry. So if you are using 4 channel, so 4 filter, 4 amplifier એ બધું જોશે. If you are using 8 channel, so 8 filter, 8 amplifier, and if you are using 12 channel, then you need 12 amplifier and 12 filter. Clear? So here you can see actually they are using 12 different filters. So whatever output comes from the differential amplifier, by selecting the gain, that is equal to 10. So this is your instrumentation amplifier, or this is your pre-amplifier. બંને જગ્યાએ છે, અહીંયા પણ છે and here also. Clear? So it means here these 6 leads are coming from this part. It means it is your limb lead, and other 6 lead which are passing from the buffer, it goes to the differential amplifier with a gain of 10, and then it goes to this particular block. So 6 leads are of chest lead. Okay? So 6 plus 6 total 12. So here they are using 1260 hertz notch filter. Okay, before continuing, can anyone tell me what is the significance or what is the requirement of notch filter?
Can I?
Yeah, please.
It's used to negotiate a particular मतलब एक कोई particular frequency ने delete કરવા માંગતો હોય તો
Yes. Okay, it's correct. If you want that your signal should not contain one particular frequency component, then you have to use a notch filter. So while discussing about the pre-amplifier circuit of ECG, I have mentioned about this notch filter, and while discussing about the basic requirement or basic circuitry required for ECG processing, that in that also I have discussed about this notch filter. Notch filter is the filter which suppresses one particular frequency component. So in this case, it is 60 hertz, but in Indian scenario, it would be 50 hertz. After that, it goes to 12 band pass filter, that is the combination of high pass and low pass, and 12 programmable gain amplifier. So this is your main amplifier. So if you are using 12 channel ECG machine, you require many circuitries. After that, it goes to the analog multiplexer. So till this point, or outside this block, if you consider on this side, if you consider on this side, everything is analog. અહીંયા સુધી બધું analog છે આ બાજુનું. Whole circuit is analog. There, I'll just clear it. Okay, everything on this side as well as on this side, it is analog in nature. Now after that, it goes into sample and hold, and it goes to 12-bit ADC converter. Clear? While we are using the analog to digital converter in biomedical application, or in the application which requires more precision or more accuracy, at that time you have to go with higher beat of ADC. This is very very important. જ્યારે તમે કોઈ એવો precise task હોય અથવા accuracy is your main criteria, ત્યારે તમે એ વસ્તુ કરતા, at that time you always have to remember that go with higher bits of ADC. Can anyone tell me what happens if I use 8-bit ADC, or what happens if I use 12-bit ADC? What is the difference? Yes, anyone? Do you know anything about ADC? Let's start with Abhishek Chauhan. છે અભિષેક ચૌહાણ? ગુપ્તા? દિવ્યેશ? Happy? Okay, let's do one thing. I'll take your attendance, and I'll start with one by one, and those who are not going to answer, I am going to remove them from the meeting. જે આન્સર નહીં આપે આપણે મીટિંગ માંથી રિમૂવ કરી દઈએ. If they are present, because they have to, if this is the scenario, I don't want them to be a part of this lecture.
Sir, question repeat કરી દેજો.
ક્વેશ્ચન એવો છે કે એડીસી વિશે કોઈને ખ્યાલ છે? એનાલોગ ટુ ડિજિટલ કન્વર્ટર, અને 8 બીટ વાળું એડીસી હોય અને 12 બીટ વાળું એડીસી હોય, 12 બીટ એડીસી, 8 બીટ એડીસી or 12 બીટ એડીસી, શું ફેર પડે એમાં? એ મારો પ્રશ્ન છે.
સર
યસ, બોલો.
સર ગ્રાફના વેવફોર્મમાં ડિફરન્સ આવશે.
ગ્રાફના વેવફોર્મમાં એટલે એક્ઝેક્ટલી what does it mean? કયો ગ્રાફ?
સર આઉટપુટમાં એમ કહું છું.
આઉટપુટ વર્સિસ ઇનપુટ એવો કહો આવશે?
ટાઈમના રિસ્પેક્ટમાં.
ટાઈમના રિસ્પેક્ટમાં. ઓકે, બીજા કોઈ? Ajay Abhishek Changani. Is he available? Chauhan, Abhishek Chauhan. Abhishek Gupta.
Yes, sir.
क्या तो प्रश्न पूछ्यो ત્યારે क्या હતો તું? Okay, do you know anything about ADC? મારો પ્રશ્ન વિશે કે કહી શકીશ તો?
No idea, sir.
અખિલેશ.
Yes, sir.
Ashish. Akhilesh, do you know anything about ADC?
No, sir.
Strange. Ashish, do you know anything about ADC?
Analog to digital, sir.
Yes. It's an analog to digital converter. So if I am using 8-bit ADC, then the resolution which I am getting is 2:8. It means there are 256 different levels which I am expecting at the output side. If I am using 12-bit ADC, it means I am getting 2:12. So somewhere around 4096. Okay. Okay, 4096. It means 4096 level you are getting on the output side. So if you see the relationship, suppose on the with the help of 8-bit, if the relationship is like this આ step શું બતાવે? Step એવું બતાવે છે કે whenever the input changes by this much level, your output will change from one level to another. If this is input, you can consider this as input, this is output. So whenever input changes by this much, then only then your output will change a level. So it means here you have total 256 level. Now if I'm using 12-bit ADC, I'm getting graph like this. It means the size of the step will reduce. So for the same range, I am getting 4096 steps. Same જે એરિયા હોય એમાં 256 સ્ટેપ આવતા હોય તો આની અંદર 4096 સ્ટેપ આવે. It means for the same value of input, I am getting better discrimination between the two input levels. So while we are concentrating on the accuracy of the overall system, at that time we always have to look for higher bit of ADC. Then we have optocoupler or optodata coupler. So this is generally isolates the patient side and the output side. So there is a barrier between the two. And on the output side, here you can see there are different facilities. Let's erase it. So on the output side, you have serial data output. So this is the first thing which you are interested in. આખા machine માંથી તમારો serial output આવશે. So that is necessary for displaying the output. So it might go to the communication network, or it might go to internet, it might go to your printer as per your requirement. These are two inputs. One is clock input and the digital control in that goes inside the thing. Now if you don't want this, and if you directly want your leads output to be displayed on the machine, then there is a possibility that you can take the signal from here. બારે બાર જે signal આવે છે, you can take those signals from here. So that directly goes to 12 lead analog output, which goes to the vector ECG for simultaneous recording of all the 12 leads. Okay, so with the help of this block, what it wants to say is, if you are interested in say a single output, or if you are interested in the lead output or limb lead output, you can extract the QRS and you can extract the phasor detector. If you are interested in all the 12 leads, you can use 12 channel possibilities by using 12 filters and 12 amplifiers. If you want that data to be transmitted for the purpose of, say, displaying to a remote location, or displaying to say some further location, at that time you can have this particular possibility. Okay, so this is one of the block diagram of the machine. This is another block diagram which is quite similar to the previous diagram. These are your limb lead. So RL, right leg driver, that also we have seen in the last class. Right leg driver circuitry, right arm, left leg, and these are the 6 chest lead. All these things goes to the buffer. This is a buffer or the differential amplifier, combination of buffer and differential amplifier. Then it goes to analog multiplexer. If you look at the difference between the two circuitries, you find that as the technology advances, the number of analog circuitries are keep reducing. આ બહુ important છે સમજવું. જેમ technology advancement આવે છે, you know that right now we are going through the digital era. આખો digital era છે, digital revolution છે. Even we are communicating with each other through this digital era or digital way. So it means we are living in the digital era. So it means try to come out with a solution in which analog circuitries are very less. Clear? Because the first and the most important advantage of the digital circuitry is its flexibility. If you are having, say, a digital filter, and if you are having, say, analog filter, and of course you always have to go with digital filter. This બહુ important સમજવા જેવું છે. શું કહે છે કે આપણી પાસે બે possibility છે. Either you use analog filters or you use digital filter. Let's see what these two things are. I'll give you one example for understanding this. Okay, suppose I am having an analog filter. Okay, you all have seen analog filters. See if this is one of the filter. Let's make that filter. Okay. Suppose I am putting a capacitor over here, and here I am giving my input, and this positive terminal is grounded. Clear? This is my R, this is my C. Clear? So suppose if this is one of the filter, okay, and suppose if this is the first order filter. First order, while it is using only one RC component. This is the first order filter, for example, because I am using only one RC circuit. So I'll draw it again so it becomes easier for you to understand. I'll just draw it like this. Minus will be like this, plus will be like this. Suppose if this is one of the filter, just for understanding, C and R. Now this is an analog filter because all the components are analog. These three components are analog. Now suppose if this is having a cutoff frequency, say, of 1 kilohertz. But now I want that my digital filter or my filter should change, and its new cutoff frequency would become 12 kilohertz. That is my requirement. આપણે 1 kilohertz માંથી 10 kilohertz કરવી છે. Then the solution is remove this R from the circuitry, use another R by calculating this equation 1 upon 2 pi underscore under root RC. This is the equation. Clear? C is, say, 0.01 or 0.1 microfarad. This is given. Accordingly, you have to calculate the R. Suppose if you are changing it to 10 kilohertz, then the value of R will change. So The advantage also, the thing is you have to replace the R, you have to put another R over here. Now I'll take the example of digital filter. Suppose if I'm using a digital filter, then in digital filter, suppose I'm using what does digital filter mean? Digital filter mean I am able to implement this filter on any processor. Digital filter no matlab શું છે? Digital filter means I am able to implement that particular filter on any processor. When I am talking about processor, it means I am talking about microprocessor or a microcontroller. Clear? So you must have studied 8.5 and 5.1 microcontroller, 8.5 microprocessor, and you might be studying 5.1 microcontroller. So this controller, if you want to implement any algorithm in controller, what you are going to do is you are going to write some instruction. Yeah? It means you need to change a software. If you consider your microcontroller as a hardware or microcontroller hardware or 5.1, then the instruction which you are writing in this microcontroller is a software. Now suppose I have implemented a digital filter in this, and if I want to make my frequency from 1 kilohertz to 10 kilohertz, I am not going to change the hardware. Hardware આપણે change કરવાની જરૂર નથી. શું change કરવાનું? You just need to change your software. How you can change the software? You can change the software by writing some instruction. Clear? It means if you are having a digital filter, then you have the flexibility that you can change the circuit property, or you can change the filter property by just changing some instruction. This is one of the most important advantage of using the digital filters in the current application. So here you can see there are no filters. You cannot find any filter. You have only amplifier. This is one amplifier. This is another amplifier. This is fixed gain amplifier, and this is differential or the instrumentation amplifier. Then you have multiplexer in between the two. So whatever input comes from here, it gets selected over here, gets amplified, and then see the thing. It has sample and hold and 18-bit ADC. See what is the scenario? Now from say 12-bit, now they have jumped to 18-bit ADC, 2⁻18 levels. It means again you are increasing the accuracy of your overall system. એટલે જેમ તમે circuitries જોશો એમ તમને દેખાશે કે higher number of bits are desirable. So here you can see it is a Burr Brown. It is the name of company. જેમ તમે ATMEL માં 8089C51 લખો છો, 80 is the ATMEL company, 89C51 that is the core, 5.1 core. So likewise Burr Brown is the company, and DSP101 that is the model of this ADC. Then it goes to the opto isolator, and then it goes to this particular block. This block, જેમ તમે અત્યાર સુધી microprocessor ભણ્યા, that is the first thing which came in the existence. Then you studied microcontroller, 89C51 તમે જે ભણ્યા. Now as the technology advances, there are newer versions of controller available in the field. તમે જોતા હશો અથવા મોબાઈલમાં તમે જુઓ, અલગ અલગ આર્કિટેક્ચર છે પિક્ચરમાં આવી રહ્યા છે, બરોબર? મોબાઈલની અંદર અલગ અલગ જે પ્લેટફોર્મ છે તમે જોશો, બધા પ્રોસેસર પણ અત્યારે એડવાન્સ થતા રહ્યા છે. જેમ જેમ તમે લેપટોપમાં જુઓ, ગેમિંગ મોડ્યુલમાં જુઓ, તો અલગ અલગ હાયર એન્ડ પ્રોસેસર, રાઇઝન પ્રોસેસર ને એવા બધા પ્રોસેસર આવી રહ્યા છે. So as if technology advances, they came out with the new technology. So here they are also using a specific processor which is called DSP processor, digital signal processor. This is the processor which has the capability to implement the digital circuit. Digital filter ને આપણે વાત કરી તો digital filter implement કરવા હોય તો 89C51 માં it is very difficult. કરી શકાય, but it's very difficult. So instead of that, they came out with a digital signal processor that is called DSP. And one of the leading manufacturer in this DSP is TI, Texas Instrument. TI વાળા છે maximum DSP બનાવે છે, Texas Instrument વાળા. એની series છે TMS 3000, TMS 320C30. this is one of the DSP. બરાબર અત્યારે C6000 series ચાલે છે. In addition to that, it is a microprocessor or a computer. So this is the block which is the central controller of this entire machine. Then after it goes to a D2A converter and then it goes to the display. પેલા analog થી digital માં convert કર્યું, digital માં processing કરાયું, ફરી પાછું એને digital થી analog માં convert કર્યું, and from the analog it goes to the display. This is just one of the example for understanding that now the technology advances. That's why instead of using the analog circuitries, now the people are using digital filters or the digital circuitries. Okay. So that is all about the ECG block diagram and the ECG machine. Now we will see some of the variations. Just
हेलो
हाँ बोलो बोलो.
सर, लेटेस्ट कितने बीट का होगा? मतलब उसमें लास्ट में 18 बीट हमने यूज किया पूरे सर्किट
Yes.
में,
Yes,
तो अभी
yes.
तक लेटेस्ट में कौन सा यूज होगा?
It depends on the type of manufacturer. देखो जितने भी number of bits आप बढ़ाएंगे ना, you are getting more levels in that. Again, अगर if you are purchasing a machine which costs higher, they are providing say up to 24 bit of ADC. But if you go with the say handheld ECG monitor, they are also still they are providing 8-bit output. But that depends कि आपको किस purpose के लिए चाहिए. Accordingly, the number of bits are changing. This is one of the example. They can go up to 24. They can go up to 32 bits of ADC also. Still, they are coming out with the 32 bit of ADC in ECG. So they keep on trying. They are coming out with a newer version as and when it is needed by the medical industry.
थैंक यू सर.
So let's see the next thing, which is called stress testing or the Holter ECG. Stress testing. So as the word indicates, stress. So generally what happens in this is you are artificially generating the stress and then you are seeing how the patient's heart will behave. Clear? You have to see the functionality of heart by imposing the artificial stress. Generally કેવું થાય ઘણા બધા લોકો હોય છે એવા અત્યારે if you look at some people, then they are actually normal. They don't have any problem in the functionality of the heart in the normal situation જ્યારે બધું બરોબર ચાલતું હોય તો. But suddenly if they start to say run, if they start to walk, if they start to climb, clear, under certain extremities, under certain conditions change, at that time their heart will start to behave in a abnormal way. Clear? So in order to diagnose this particular thing, they are using a stress testing. So let's see what it is. And in this particular test, they are using a machine which is called TMT. TMT is called treadmill test. Treadmill, તમે જોયું છે, તમે ચાલવા માટે જે વાપરો છો ને, in gym માં જતા હોય તો you can see there is a treadmill. So people are walking on that. So treadmill is just like that. Treadmill test is also like that. There is a treadmill machine on which the patient is advised to walk, or sometimes the patient has to run as and when the protocol changes. And there are certain probes which they are connecting to the patient's body. And whenever the stress level over the patient's body will change, accordingly how the heart is going to react. So that is what they are diagnosing with the help of this TMT machine. In this diagnosis of arrhythmias under stress conditions, so how the heartbeat changes, whether it increases, whether it reduces. So that is what they want to see. They are also looking at the patients with symptoms or signs that are suggestive of CAD, that is coronary artery disease. Let's ask somebody that what this coronary artery means. Keyur, Ranparia, what is coronary artery? Krupali Barvalia, what is coronary artery?
the pathway from the heart to heart.
Yes, the artery from heart to heart. Okay, so that is the coronary artery. ઓકે, વચ્ચે હા પોતાના એનરોલમેન્ટ નંબર છે ને એ ચેટ બોક્સમાં નાખી દેજો એટલે અટેન્ડન્સ લઈ શકાય. ઓકે, સો coronary artery is the artery which gives the supply to the heart itself, from heart to the heart. So if there is a blockage in the coronary artery, or if there is any problem, cholesterol deposition in the coronary artery, then also the patient is advised for TMT. Patient with significant risk factor of CAD. ઘણા બધા પેશન્ટ એવા હોય છે કે જેને CAD ના રિસ્ક ફેક્ટર હોય. કોરોનરી આર્ટરી ડિઝીઝ રિસ્ક ફેક્ટરમાં ગણવા હોય તો ફર્સ્ટ ઇઝ ઓબેસિટી. થોડું obese person હોય તો then you will the patient the person have a risk of CAD. If the patient is a smoker or a drinker, smoking and drinking જો કરતો હોય patient, then also there is a likelihood of CAD. એમાં સ્મોકિંગમાં રાજકોટનું અને સૌરાષ્ટ્ર રિજિયનનું ફેમસ ફાકી પણ આવી ગયું. તમાકુના કોઈ પણ પ્રોડક્ટનું સેવન કરતો હોય તો પણ there is a risk factor, there is a risk to the patient. So there are certain risk factor. So and that also the patient advises to go for stress testing. કદાચ external appearanceમાં obese ન લાગતો હોય, but there are some internal things. આખો દિવસ ધારો કે બેઠાડું જીવન હોય, કોઈ એવું કામ ના કરતો હોય, then also the person is likelihood of getting CAD. એની સાથે સાથે કોઈ એવું પ્રોડક્ટિવ કામ ન કરતા હોય, મગજને કોઈ એવા ડાયરેક્શનમાં રાખી મૂકતા હોય કે જેમાં લેઝીનેસ લાઈફની વધતી જાય, બહારથી એકદમ ઓબેઝ ના લાગે પણ અંદર એ વસ્તુ થતી હોય. So there are certain risk factors that suggest the patient might have a CAD. To evaluate the exercise tolerance when patients have unexplained fatigue and shortness of breath. ક્યારેય દોડ્યા ના હોય ને એમ કે આજે 5 કિલોમીટર દોડવાનું છે, તો ઇમિડિયેટલી એ વસ્તુ તો થવાની જ છે કે શોર્ટનેસ ઓફ બ્રેથ થાય, બરોબર, અને તરત થાક લાગવા માંડે. પણ ઇટ ઇઝ એક્સપ્લેનેબલ કે ભાઈ ઇટ્સ ઓકે, થાય જ, ક્યારેય ના દોડ્યા અચાનક થાય એટલે. પણ થોડુંક ફટાફટ ચાલવા માંડે ને અથવા એક જ માળ ખાલી ચડે. આપણે કોલેજમાં આવીએ તો ગ્રાઉન્ડ ફ્લોર થી ફર્સ્ટ ફ્લોર ચડે ને ત્યાં તો એને હાંફી જાય, ત્યાં તો એ થાક લાગી જાય. તો એવા વ્યક્તિને પણ સ્ટ્રેસ ટેસ્ટિંગ કરાવી લેવું સારું પડે, કારણ કે એ વ્યક્તિને પણ ઓબેસિટીનો અથવા CAD રિલેટેડ કોઈ પ્રોબ્લેમ હોઈ શકે, અથવા હાર્ટ રિલેટેડ કોઈ પ્રોબ્લેમ હોઈ શકે. To evaluate blood pressure response to exercise in patients with borderline hypertension. Hypertension is an important term. આપણે વાત કરી હતી કે normal blood pressure of a patient. Okay, let's again ask the question to the audience. What is the normal blood pressure value of an adult? કોણ કહેશે? કોઈ કહેશે કે
80 to 120.
Yes, 80 120, clear? 80 120, 80 mm of Hg, that is diastolic blood pressure અથવા lower blood pressure, and 120 is a systolic blood pressure, that is the maximum pressure. એટલે 80 છે, it has to be in between 70 to 90, અને 120 છે, that is it has to be in between 110 to 130. આટલું હોય તો એને નોર્મલ કહેવાય. તમારી પાસે જો બીપી મશીન ઘરે હોય તો તમે આ ડાયગ્નોસ અથવા તમે લગાવીને જુઓ તો બે વેલ્યુ બતાવે. So one is called diastolic, one is called systolic. So 130 is okay if the patient is having 140. Maximum જે pressure છે, if it is 140, it is called moderate hypertension. If it is 160, then it is at the age of getting the hypertension, severe hypertension, 160 180 હોય તો. So if the patient is having borderline around 140 out, it is a borderline hypertension. Hypertension means blood pressure, maximum blood pressure is more, or systolic blood pressure is more than the nominal value. Hypotension means the lower blood pressure is lower than the nominal value. The hyper and hypo are બે word છે. So if the patient is having a borderline hypertension, it is somewhere around 140 to 160 mm of Hg. Then also the patient is advised to go for this treadmill test. It also used to look for exercise induced serious irregular heartbeat. ઘણી વખત એવું થાય, નોર્મલી મેં વાત કરી કે બધું ઓકે ચાલતું હોય, પણ જ્યારે એક્સરસાઇઝ કરે અથવા કોઈ બોડી છે એના પર સ્ટ્રેસ વધારે પડે, ફિઝિકલ સ્ટ્રેસ, at that time the heart starts to behave in the irregular way. So for looking at that also, they are using this stress testing. If you look at this is a treadmill over which the patient is advised to walk or run. As I mentioned, they are attaching several probes to the patient's chest. આ બધા probe છે. In addition to that, they are also adjusting or putting the blood pressure cuff. This is the blood pressure cuff. This one. And these are the electrodes which are attached to the chest. Now, after attaching the test, there is a waist belt. અહીંયા એક belt છે, waist belt. એ બધા જ connect કરીને અહીંયા લખેલા છે. And from this code, it is connected to the machine. This is your machine. So here you can see the nurse is regularly keeping a track of blood pressure, and ECG or EKG is recorded on the machine. So what the nurse or the operator will do? Operator sets certain protocol. આની અંદર protocol set થજો હોય. ધારો કે 20 minutes protocol હોય, 20 minutes for example, અલગ-અલગ protocols આવે. So 20-minute protocol means the machine starts થશે, ધીમે ધીમે એનો સ્પીડ વધશે at certain level. And similarly, the doctor or the nurse keeps eye on the record of the ECG as well as the blood pressure value. After that, in order to increase the stress level, આની અંદર એક gradient motor હોય. એટલે શું થાય, ચાલવાથી જે સ્ટ્રેસ આવે છે એના કરતા તમે ક્લાઇમ્બ કરો અથવા તો તમે પર્વત, અહીંયા ચોટીલાનો ડુંગર નજીકમાં છે, તમે ડુંગર ચડો ને એના જે 500-600 પગથિયા હોય એટલા તમે ચડો તો તમને સ્ટ્રેસ લેવલ વધશે. So here it is the incline motor. પછી શું થશે, આ જે આની અંદર એક બીજી મોટર હશે એ આખી આને અપ મૂવ કરશે. અપ મૂવ કરશે એટલે કન્વેયર છે એ આવી રીતે ઇન્ક્લાઇન પોઝિશનમાં અપ ટુ 30 ડિગ્રી જેવું ઇન્ક્લાઇન થઈ જશે. 30 ડિગ્રી સ્ટાર્ટ ફ્રોમ 10, 20, 30 ડિગ્રી. હવે 30 ડિગ્રી ઇન્ક્લાઇન હોય ને તમારે ચડવાનું, ઇટ મીન્સ you are increasing the stress level on the patient. So there is a protocol which is already there. The doctor has to, or the operator has to select that protocol as per the suggestion by the doctor. Doctor prescription માં લખ્યું છે કે આ રીતનો ટેસ્ટ કરવાનો છે અથવા આ ટાઈપની પ્રોબ્લેમ છે. So accordingly, he or she will select that protocol and everything is managed by the machine. So this is one of the example of stress testing through the TMT machine. That is another test with the help of ECG. So this is stress testing ECG and this is called Holter ECG. આ બધા ECG ના અલગ-અલગ type છે. Holter ECG is the type of wireless monitoring. This is very popular nowadays. In this continuous monitoring, આપણે તમે ECG કરાવવા જાઓ એટલે કીધું, આપણે વાત કરી હતી કે પેલા પેશન્ટની પ્રિપરેશન આવે. એમાં શું કરે, પેશન્ટની પ્રિપરેશનમાં જે ઓપરેટર હશે ઇલેક્ટ્રોડ્સ લગાવે, પેશન્ટને એમ કે ટેબલ ઉપર એ સૂઈ જશે, પછી ઇલેક્ટ્રોડ્સ બધા લગાવશે, ઇલેક્ટ્રોડ્સ લગાવ્યા પછી રેકોર્ડ બધો જોશે, અને that is only one time record. But if there are certain patients who are experiencing some abnormality within say 24 hours time frame at a regular interval, એવું ના થાય કે ભાઈ જ્યારે ટેસ્ટ કરાવવા જાય ત્યારે બધું ઓકે હોય, પણ 24 કલાકમાં અથવા 24/7 અઠવાડિયામાં કોઈ પણ એક દિવસે એક પર્ટિક્યુલર ટાઈમે જ એને ઇરેગ્યુલર હાર્ટ પેટર્ન આવે છે. At that time the data has to be collected for more than 24 hours. હવે તો વધારે possibility પણ છે. So in this, the electrodes are connected to the patient's chest and there is a machine which is like a pocket machine. Pocket માં લગાવી દેવાનો અથવા બેલ્ટ સાથે અટેચ કરેલું હોય. Then the patient is free to move here and there. This particular monitor records the data of 24 hours. આ તો બહુ જૂનું, અત્યારે તો એ અઠવાડિયા 10 દિવસ મહિના સુધીનો ડેટા રેકોર્ડ કરી શકે છે. અને whenever the patient goes to the doctor, at that time doctor just takes a look at those 24-hour data or 7 days data within say 1 or 2 minutes. It is possible. 1-2 મિનિટમાં આખો 24 કલાકનો ડેટા જોઈ લે. And they can identify if there is any abnormality in the pattern. So this is for diagnosis of the presence of ectopic beats. The ectopic beats are the beats which are called extraneous beat. Extraneous beat. Extraneous એટલે આપણે વાત કરી કે કોઈ પણ એડલ્ટ હોય તેમાં 72 beats per minute, 1 મિનિટમાં 72 બીટ તો આવતા જ હોય, પણ આવું 24 કલાક માંથી 23 કલાક અને 59 મિનિટ થાય છે, આવું જ છે. બટ ઇન ધેટ one particular patient to 72, the patient may get 73 beats. એક વખત એવું થાય છે કે એક બીટ વધારે આવે છે, અથવા ઘણી વાર એવું થતું કે 24 કલાકમાં 4 વખત એવું થતું હોય. બટ ધેટ ઇઝ રેન્ડમ. It is not a fixed pattern. It is like a weather forecasting. તમને એવું કીધું હોય કે આવતીકાલ વરસાદ આવવાનો છે, એ અમુક અમુક પરિમાણ ઉપરથી કીધું હોય, બટ એવું જરૂર નથી આવતીકાલે વરસાદ આવે છે. એને જેટલા ક્રાઇટેરિયા જોયા વરસાદ તો આવવાનો તો આવશે ને તો નહીં આવે. ઇટ ઇઝ લાઈક અ સ્ટોક એક્સચેન્જ ફોરકાસ્ટિંગ. એમ કીધું હોય કાલે સેન્સેક્સ વધવાનું છે, કાલે ઘટવાનું છે, બટ અગેન ઇટ ઇઝ નોન ડિટર્મિનિસ્ટિક સિસ્ટમ. યુ કેન જસ્ટ give the prediction. What will happen tomorrow, that is unknown to us. So likewise, ectopic beats, it's a irregular, randomly generated beat which is other than the normal heartbeat of a person. Okay, so there are two possibilities. Either the patient can go through stress testing in order to see this. Yes. Okay. Either the patient goes through the TMT in order to see the stress induced effect, or the patient may have Holter ECG, that is called wireless monitoring. હવે અત્યારે તો આવું પણ આવી ગયું છે. અહીંયા ખાલી you just have a wireless node. અહીંયા ખાલી wireless node આવે, and wirelessly the data is transmitted to the central station. અહીંયા તમારું wireless network નું central console હશે, WNCC, and this is wireless node. So whatever data this particular thing will gather, it can transfer that data continuously to the control center. So live monitoring of the patient is also possible. આમાં ઓફલાઈન મોનિટરિંગ થાય છે, બધું મોનિટરિંગ આની અંદર સ્ટોર થશે અને પછી ડોક્ટર જોશે. અત્યારે એવું પણ થાય છે કે બધું મોનિટરિંગ ડોક્ટર જે છે વાયરલેસલી they are transmitting the data to the central station. Even if you look at certain sports person, જે રનર્સ હોય કે એવું એ પણ હોય, તો એમાં પણ આ રીતના ટેસ્ટિંગ કરતા હોય છે કે જ્યારે દોડવાની શરૂઆત કરે ત્યારે બધું અંદર કનેક્ટેડ કરેલું હોય, અને then they want to see that how they are experiencing the internal change while they start to perform their sport. બરોબર, જે સ્પોર્ટ્સમાં હોય એમાં દોડવાનું હોય તો પર્ટિક્યુલર ડિસ્ટન્સ સુધી દોડે તો હાર્ટની ફંક્શનાલિટીમાં શું ચેન્જ થાય છે, શું એને ખાવામાં કે શું એના ડાયટમાં, શું એક્સરસાઇઝમાં શું ચેન્જ કરવાથી that person can increase the speed or they can get the excellence in their respective sport. Okay, so after looking at the probabilities of the machines, let's come back to the last part of this, and that is the maintenance and fault and troubleshooting of ECG. Fault troubleshooting માટે આ એક વસ્તુ I don't remember whether I have taken this in your class or not. કોઈ કહી શકશે આના વિશે આપણે વાત કરી છે? Anyone? આ સ્લાઇડ જોઈ છે તમે ક્યારે? Have you seen this slide in any of the lecture till now?
No,
Okay.
sir.
No, sir.
Some people are saying no, some few are saying yes. Okay, this slide is generally shows one of the possibility of using a print recorder, and that recorder in this case is called thermal recorder. It is called thermal recorder. અહીં એક recorder બતાવ્યું છે which is called thermal recorder. Thermal recorder means here this paper, now હોય તો ખાલી એક repeat થોડું 2 મિનિટમાં કરી લઈએ. This paper is called heat sensitive paper. It's not like a normal paper. And this stylus, this is called stylus. Stylus is called heated stylus. Heated, like ગરમ કરેલો આ stylus હશે, અને this is heat sensitive paper, બરાબર, અથવા thermal writer. This is આખું કોમ્બિનેશન ને કે it is a thermal writer. એટલે thermal writer એટલે તમે ગરમ પેન થી એક એવા કાગળ ઉપર લખો છો which is sensitive to the heat. એટલે ત્યાં જ્યારે ગરમ કરેલી વસ્તુ ત્યાં જ્યારે અડશે, at that time that paper is covered with a special layer. પાછું પેપર હશે એટલે પેપરમાં તો કોઈ ગરમ કરેલી વસ્તુ અડે so it might get burned. પણ આમાં શું હોય, heat sensitive paper has a specific layer over it. So whenever the heated stylus and the heat sensitive paper comes in contact, at that time that particular part will become darken. એટલો part છે કાળો થઈ જશે, ત્યારે પેપર બળશે નહીં. So here you can see this thing. It is heat sensitive stylus which comes in contact with the heat sensitive paper. It will create a trace. Our trace બની જશે, બરાબર. This is one of the example of thermal recorder. Okay. ये समझવું જરૂરી છે, because if you want to look at this machine maintenance process, the first and foremost requirement is whenever you are using a machine, that machine must be rugged and it has to be reliable. This is very, very important, reliability. The machine should give the result which is accurate and which it should not fail. The machine should not fail. That is the first thing. Second thing is ECG technician or biomedical equipment technician has to be present in the hospital or where they are recording this ECG of a patient. Maintenance is required daily or it may be a weekly check. So what are the steps for checking this? These are the predefined checks. આ બધા predefined હોય, આમાં કોઈ change ના કરવાનો. આમાં first, second, third, fifth, આમાં 7 step આપેલા છે. But that again depends upon the type of machine. આપણે આ machine ની વાત કરીએ છીએ. We are talking about this particular machine. આ જે machine હોય. First is turn on the machine and warm up for a minute. This is the maintenance process. કઈ રીતે કરવાનું છે. Turn the machine on, so that gives warm up for a minute. Keep the function switch in run and lead selector switch in standard position. આ બંને settings આપેલા હોય. There are two switches. One is called function switch and there is another switch which is called lead selector switch. So there are possibilities. Here you have to put in run, here you have to put in standard, and then you have to observe the trace. Third, as in since last few lectures I have been talking about this particular thing which is called calibration pulse. The machine calibration is very, very important. So whenever you press a 1 millivolt calibration, at that time it will generate the pulse like this. So whenever you get this pulse, look at the vertical edges of the pulse. Are they visible? આ બધી edge જોવાની. Are they visible or not? These are the edges. Then you have to use the sensitivity control with 10 mm deflection. It means ECG paper je hoy na, in that you have to press this sensitivity control, so the trace will give you the deflection of 10 millimeter. Is pulse is squared? You have to look whether the pulse is square or not. If not, then you have to look for certain troubleshooting process. Fourth step is adjust the position control over the entire range. That is called stylus travel. આખું જે પેપર હોય, પેપર ઉપર stylus means your pen should move from here to here. આખી રેન્જમાં મૂવ થઈ શકે એવું હોવું જોઈએ. So you just have to take a look at this. Next, on the input side, short all the electrode connection at the patient. જેટલા પણ electrode છે patient માં એ બધા you just have to short them. And turn lead selector to all 12 position. One by one, बार position ઉપર you have to look. You have to set. See whether you are getting quite and stable baseline. If you are not getting that, it means there is an open wire in the cable. The input patient cable છે એમાં કોઈ wire open થઈ ગયો હોય, તો by doing this you can identify that particular thing, condition. Next step is adjust the sensitivity for 10 mm deflection when lead selector is in standard. Lead selection standard ma, and then you have to press the 1 millivolt calibration pulse. Now you have to press and hold the 1 millivolt calibration button. So stylus deflects 10 mm and then slowly drops back to the original position. Decay should be slow. So what happens in this case? When you press this, you are getting something like this. 10 mm no deflection means આ જે horizontal travel હોય, sorry, vertical travel છે, that is 10 mm. So here you are getting 10 mm deflection. 10 mm ઉપર જશે. હવે you have still hold that 1 millivolt calibration. So what happens? After getting this, the output starts to decay. આવી રીતે ઘટતું જશે. એક વખત પ્રેસ કરીને મૂકી દેશો then you will get a pulse only. But if you press and hold the button, then what happens is the pulse will start to decay. આવી રીતે ઓછું ઘટતું જશે. The rate of decay, એટલે જે ઘટવાનો રેટ છે, it should be slower than 7 mm in 16 large division. એટલે આવા 16 large division આવે આવા 16 large division માં એનો ઘટવાનો રેટ 7 mm થી ઓછો હોવો જોઈએ. like this is 7 mm, vertical 7 mm અને horizontal 16 large division જ્યાં સુધી પાસ ના થાય ત્યાં સુધી એ 7 mm થી નીચે જવું જોઈએ નહીં. here you can see અહીંયાથી ઘટતું જાય છે 16 division જ્યાં સુધી પૂરા ના થાય ત્યાં સુધી 7 mm. ये total travel is 10 mm, but 10 mm માંથી 0 સુધી પહોંચતા પહેલા એને 7 mm સુધી ઘટે ત્યાં સુધી એ 16 division પાસ કર્યા હોવા જોઈએ. Clear? So that is another operational check which is needed. By performing this 7 step, they are performing the ECG machine maintenance. This particular curve is called self check decay curve. Clear? This is another thing. આટલું કરે એટલે they can say that the machine is calibrated. Now the machine is ready to use for the diagnosis purpose. Now next part is ECG faults and troubleshooting. So there are 4 faults which they have considered here. The first symptom which we are getting is the machine runs, but the thermal tip stylus does not write or writes very lightly. આ બે વસ્તુ થાય છે. મશીન ચાલે છે, whenever you keep machine is in run condition, જ્યારે મશીન રનમાં કરો ત્યારે શું થાય કે જે પેપર છે, the paper starts to move. Paper is connected to a motor. Whenever you put machine in run condition, at that time the motor starts to rotate. The motor starts to rotate means the paper starts to move in the horizontal direction. This is a paper. The paper starts to move in the horizontal direction. But the thermal tip stylus does not write or writes very lightly. એટલે ઉપર સ્ટ્રેસ બનતો નથી, કાં તો જરાય ટ્રેસ નથી બનતો અથવા જે ટ્રેસ બને છે એકદમ લાઇટ બને છે. લાઇટ મતલબ it's not visible. Can anyone tell me what could be the possible solution or possible remedy of this thing? Look at this machine. આ machine ને જોઈને કોઈ કહી શકશે? આ heated stylus છે, heat sensitive paper છે. હવે થાય છે શું, આ જે પેપર રોલ છે અહીંયા જે મોટર રાખેલી છે, મોટર ચાલુ કરી દીધી, પેપર મૂવ થવા માંડશે આ રીતે, પણ આની અંદર ટ્રેસ એકદમ બનતો નથી અથવા જે ટ્રેસ બને છે ને એ એકદમ ઝાંખો બને છે, લાઇટ બને છે. So what could be the possible reason? Yes
સર સ્ટાઇલસ ને વધારે હીટ કરવા પડે,
હીટ કરી નાખે.
one by one. પેલા જીલ.
સર સ્ટાઇલસ ને વધારે હીટ કરવા પડે ને,
વધારે હીટ કરવા પડે. વેરી ગુડ. અને યશવી?
સર એ જ ટેમ્પરેચર વધારી નાખે એનો સ્ટાઇલસ નો.
યસ, વેરી ગુડ. બંને વસ્તુ સાચી છે. હીટ વધારી પડે. હીટ સેન્સિટિવ પેપર છે ને હીટેડ સ્ટાઇલસ છે, એટલે પહેલા એવું બને કે ઇફ ધ સ્ટાઇલસ ઇઝ નોટ પ્રોપરલી હીટેડ, જો આનું ટેમ્પરેચર બરોબર હશે નહીં તો અહીંયા ટ્રેસ બનશે નહીં. ધેટ ઇઝ ધ ફર્સ્ટ રીઝન. ક્લિયર? So if you look at this possible cause, the first is too little heat on the stylus tip. That is the first reason, as both of them have rightly mentioned. Second reason પણ છે, if there is not enough stylus pressure on the paper. એટલે કે પેપર અને જે પેન છે અથવા તો સ્ટાઇલસ છે એ બંને વચ્ચે કોન્ટેક્ટ પણ ફોર્મ હોવો જોઈએ. એટલો બધો ફોર્મ નહીં, but there has to be a minimal pressure. Clear? So in order to maintain the contact between the paper and pressure, the stylus should have certain pressure on the paper. આપણે જ્યારે લખતા હોઈએ, સિમ્પલ એક્ઝામ્પલ લઈએ, તમે લખતા હોઈએ ઘણાના અક્ષર આછા આવે, ઘણાના ઘાટા અક્ષર આવે. ઘાટા કેમ આવે કે કાં તો પહેલી વસ્તુ છે કે એમણે પેન જ એવી વાપરી હોય કે એમાંથી અક્ષર એકદમ ડાર્ક લખાતા હોય, અને સેકન્ડ હોય કે ઘણા બહુ જ ભી રાખીને ભી દઈને લખતા હોય, પ્રેશરથી લખતા હોય. પ્રેશરથી લખશો ઇટ મીન્સ ઇટ વિલ ક્રિએટ અ ડાર્ક સ્પોટ. બંને હોય, કાં પ્રેશર ના હોય કાં પછી ડાર્ક refill now. So like here, likewise here there may be a little heat or there may not be sufficient pressure on the paper. So troubleshooting is keep machine running. Let's see what they are going to do in this case. Machine ne ચાલુ જ રાખવાનું. Using a insulated probe such as a screwdriver, gently press the stylus onto the paper. Simply stylus ને પેપર ઉપર થોડું પ્રેસ કરી દેવાનું. જો dark line આવી જાય, then the problem is too little pressure. But if still you don't find the dark line, then the problem is not enough heat. બે જ ઓપ્શન છે, વ્યવસ્થિત પ્રેશર આપી દેવાનું. જો dark line આવી જાય, then that's fine. અને જો ના આવે, then there is a problem of enough heat. હવે જો enough heat ના આવતી, enough માં if there is for no heat, check the heater voltage at the stylus wire. બરાબર, heater, if you are having a heated stylus, તો stylus ને heat ક્યાંથી મળે? Through a voltage source. Clear? So that is called heater voltage source. You just have to check it. If the voltage is correct, then change the stylus, and if the voltage is not correct, then refer to the service manual for troubleshooting. Adjust the stylus pressure, use a stylus pressure gauge, and refer to manufacturer's service manual for the correct. That's it. It's very easy thing. But just whenever you have some fault, you always have to look for symptom. You always have to look for possible causes. You have to look for troubleshooting, and finally you have to give the solution. આ 4 સ્ટેપ તો હંમેશા એમની અંદર આવે છે. ફોલ્ટ અને ટ્રબલ નું વાત આવે, you always have to look for symptom, cause, troubleshooting, and finally you have to come out with solution. Okay, so we are ending today with this, and we will definitely going to finish this particular chapter in the next class, and then we are going to start with nervous system. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.